Warning, warning, warning. This is going to be a rant video. It's going to be my opinion video. I cannot guarantee that I may not cuss in this video. I'm going to rated R. I'm apologizing in advance. A friend of mine called me this morning, and he was upset because he had listened to Obama's speech. And I calmed him down enough, and I says, "Man, brother," I said, I haven't even watched the speech yet, but I said, I'll watch it and get back to you." I can't believe that America has fallen this far. I, I don't know what to say, but I'm going to try it here. It's going to be a long video. They're saying that they're going to have stronger background checks, and we're going to start having background checks. Every gun in America that has been bought legally has had a background check. Every shooting and every mass shooting and every that we've had has had two things in common. Either they were Muslim terrorists or they were all registered Democrats. Look it up. It's online. I'm not wanting you to take my word for it. Do your due diligence on all this thing. Backgrounds, more effective, bigger government. They're talking another 200 law enforcement FBI officials just to do background checks and to get them more in depth and to streamline the process. That way legal gun owners won't have to wait so long. What's wrong with what we got? We don't need it streamlined. You don't need any more information off of me. It's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom. What is it? The Fourth Amendment, the right to search and seizure. You don't need all that information on me. I understand. My friend was talking about, we need to know this information before we can give you a gun, give you the right to carry a gun. Well, on that part, I'm agreeing with the terrorist, okay? Buying a gun and being on a list doesn't make me a terrorist. It makes me an American. By the way, criminals don't buy. When you go, they're saying it's the gun show loophole that you don't have to do a background check at a gun show. Yes, you do. Everywhere in America, you gotta, if you're buying a gun off of any person or any company that sells a gun, you gotta have a background check. Person to person, a private sale of gun, they're wanting to take that privilege away from me that I can't go next door to my neighbor and sell him a gun or give him a gun or give my kid a gun unless I do a background check on my kid. I cannot even will a gun to somebody to the point that before I die, I got to make sure that he's not a criminal where I can will the gun to him. Mental illness. I don't think nut jobs should have guns either. One of the main reasons that I am on this is when I was driving truck out in Long Island, New York. Just a little bit hectic. Any truck driver in America can tell you. This actually happened to me. I've never been arrested. I've never been caught doing anything. I didn't say I was perfect. If I told a cop one time, I said, I break federal laws, not local laws. And he said, what federal laws you break? I said, spotlighting rabbits, frogging, getting too many frogs in a night, shooting beaver in boats, and all this. And it was a rookie cop that I was talking to. He said, well, I'm calling the game board, and I'm going to turn you in. And the lieutenant cop was sitting there, and he's shaking his head. And he says, "What do you mean you can't do that? I can't call the cops." And he says, I was in California at the time. And he said, "When did you do this?" "Oh, about 10, 15 years ago when I was growing up." And that rookie cop looked at me and he says, "You mean to tell me that you just told me that you committed a crime and the statute of limitations has already run out on it and I can't do nothing about it?" And I said, "Yeah. I got too many frogs one night. If you want to come write me a ticket, and there's game warden, because I confessed my sins, so be it. I don't go fishing anymore anyway, so you take away my fishing license. When a shit hits the fan situation, do you really think I'm going to worry about a fishing license? Do you really think that criminals that shoot people and go out and commit crimes worry about going and getting a background check? Do you really think they go down to the gun store or anywhere that requires them to obey the law and to get a gun? Now, if I want to do it legally, I go 2 blocks over here and I buy a gun at the gun store. They do a background check. Oh, wait a minute. You don't even have to have a background check if you order offline. You're right. Major gun shop over here in the next state sells thousands of guns a day. I go online, I click one button. Sold to Philip Jones, Countryman. But what they don't tell you is it's sent over here to my local FFL dealer 2 blocks away. And before I even get to look at that gun, I've got to fill the paper out, pay them. Here's the neat part. It's $20, but they won't take an ATM debit card or a check for it. You got to give them cash because they don't put it on their books. That's actually extortion money. They would not take my ATM debit card. I had money in the bank. I had to pay them cash. My buddy took me over there. I borrowed $20 off of him and give it to him, and then had to go to an ATM to give him back the money because they wouldn't take an ATM debit card. It's extortion. They charge because they can, not because it's a law. I seen Fox and Friends this morning. I guess in New York it's up to $70 for a background check. But it's not required for them to do the background check. The government doesn't charge for that. Just the FFL dealer. It's a way for them to make more money. And it's an inconvenience of them maybe 10 minutes to make one phone call. Unless, there's something wrong and then it don't come back. And then at that point in time, they won't give you the gun. I'm just getting started. We'll go back to New York. I was in an old folks home. Been there for a year. And the Social Security lady come in and was telling me, about me getting on my disability. And she said, "What kind of drugs you're on?" And I had a list of the drugs because Social Security and disability and Medicare is going to all, be picking this up, from now on because I've paid into that. I am eligible for it. I paid into it. Social Security I paid into. Unlike the federal government that took out, $200 million here 2 or 3 weeks ago out of our Social Security fund to pay crap that's going on now. They're stealing your money. Check it out if you do not believe me. And I asked, she said, "Well, you're on Celexa." I said, "Yeah." I said, I've been on it for years. I mean, it calms my nerves down. Where she says, "Are you suicidal?" I go, "No." Are you homicidal?" I said, "No." That was at 2 o'clock in the morning. At 8:30 the next morning, I'm sitting at a psychiatrist explaining to him why I told that Social Security lady. He says, "Have you killed anybody lately, Philip?" I said, "Nope." I said, "Have you wanted to commit suicide?" I said, "I'm a Christian." I said, "I may go to hell, but I said, I don't want to do it today. I'm up to 10 minutes. This is going to be a 20-minute video. I hope it'll upload." But because of me being on Celexa now, not committed any crimes, I may not be able to have the privilege of owning a gun or buying any more. They're talking about keeping pistols away from kids and having biosignatures on it and fingerprint locks. That way your kids can't get a hold of the guns. You ever thought about training your kid to respect the gun, respect your mother and father, respect the law? Training them up in the way of the Lord, and they will, when they're old, they will not depart from it. That's not part of the communist way, which is here in America already. One of the first things they do as communists, Mao Zedong, Lenin, Gorbachev, Che, all them, Castro. The first thing they do in a communist country is take away your guns, take away your power. That way, when they put you on the train to take you down to the death camp, you do not fight back. When Japan attacked us, they said nobody will ever attack mainland America for the simple fact there's a gun behind every blade of grass. What'd they say? Close to 300 million guns in America? That's a standing army that no government in America can ever do. Democrats, Republicans alike, if you own a gun, they're coming for them. What else have I got? Right to worship. They were talking about, Obama was talking about the right to worship and this and that. But his own prosecuting attorney general was talking about arresting people that said bad things about Islam. I wonder where that is. Mr. Obama, what is the name of your God? I want that answered. Mine is Alpha, Omega, beginning and end. He's called Jehovah. He didn't fall down a well. All I got to show you is an empty tomb. Jesus went to heaven to come back. He is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, on earth as it is in heaven. He will be back. And what really pissed me off, he quoted John 15, 12, and 13. I wouldn't be mad, but that is my favorite verse in the whole Bible. John, for this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I love you. Greater love hath no man to lay down his life for a friend. Wait a minute. You're wanting to take my guns away. I'm willing to stand in front of you, protect you with my life, but you want to take away my gun to where I can't protect my loved ones. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know the verse right offhand. Look it up. Jesus said if you don't have a sword, which they didn't have guns back then, so a sword would be our pistol. If you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. I'm sorry. Back in the olden times when we had wars, the Middle Ages, they would take all the peasants and everything and they would put them in front of the army. And when they seen all these people walking, the army would shoot them, and they were called cannon fodder. And all they do is just kill the innocent people. And while that army was reloading their guns, the army on this side would shoot over the peasants and kill the people while they were reloading. It was using people as cannon fodder. Or way the ragheads do it now, they hide out in schools and hospitals and not even dress in uniforms because you can't tell one from the other. Oh, how about all of them's in a burqa? Japan tore down all the mosques and outlawed burqas. And I think China did too. I'm not for sure on that. Find out. Let me know. I'm up to 15 minutes and I've still got a page, 2 pages here. Look up Communist Manifesto. The first thing they want to do is take away your guns. Second away, they want to take away all statues of your fallen heroes and so forth in America and replace it with art. That way you have nobody to look up to. I'm repeating myself again. Criminals do not get background checks. If guns are outlawed, only outlaws that have guns. At no time during his speech did he tell me that how he was going to take guns away from criminals. It all had to do with the background checks. Criminals don't get background checks. I'm sorry. And then they were talking about one Democrat and one Republican. I didn't catch their names. And the Vice President, Cheney, not Cheney, whatever that goofy sucker's name is, was crafting a bill, and they were doing this. This is the same Vice President that said, take your double-barrel shotgun, put it up in the air, blow off a couple of shots, and it'll scare them away. Well, I tell you, but shooting off a firearm inside my town will get you butt arrested. I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. If you come in my door, there ain't gonna be no warning shots. At no time, he said that we shouldn't be debating the last terrorist shooting. We should look forward to the next one. Well, no, I want to debate the last one because it was a freaking woman and a man that were radical terrorists and tied to Islam. They were Islamic terrorists out in California. I want to debate that. That ain't a debate. That's a fact. Background checks on paper. He actually said that the Constitution was just a piece of paper. Did anybody read that or mention that? That our own president said the Constitution is just a piece of paper. Last time, every founding father we got is rolling over in their grave right now. The Constitution is the only living document we got. It does not change. It does not grow old. It is fact. It is black and white. And by the way, it was written on hemp paper. Did you even know that? Our founding fathers grew marijuana. It's cheaper the acre to buy paper than to grow pine trees. You can get 3 crops a year off of it. It's a good biofuel. It is not cancer causing. It cures cancer. There's a million different uses for marijuana. Granted, a lot of them is industrial. Can't think not Rockefeller, maybe Rockefeller, but one of the big ones, oil boys, outlawed cannabis back then for the simple fact that they wanted to go with fossil fuel instead of marijuana. We could be oil free in less than 10 years, not even using oil if we grew hemp. People don't tell you that. They said, well, we don't need AR-15s and pistols and shotguns. Well, they're all connected to laws, but all you need to go hunting is a shotgun, single barrel shotgun. Well, you're right. I got a shotgun to go hunting. I got a pistol to protect myself from people that break into my house. And when and if I ever get a evil black assault weapon with a 30-round mag, that's to protect myself against tyranny. They all have the same use. What else have I got? Oh, we just want to put you on a gun list, and that way we'll make sure that you're legal and everything. But that's all we're going to do. They done the same thing in Germany. They went and got a list of everybody's guns, and then they come back and took them. They ain't going to tell you that they want to do them, but that's the first thing that every communist country does is to take away your guns. I already mentioned that about the vice president shooting a gun in the air. they were talking about all the mass shootings. If you look up their voting history, they were Democrats. Not one of them was Republicans. Not one of them was a law-abiding citizen. They were all, maybe Democrats is the problem. I'm not for sure. Look up the Communist Manifesto. You wanted to make it hard where nobody can carry a gun. How about giving everybody the right to carry a gun openly, and that is not a nut job, that hasn't committed any crimes, and maybe if the bad guy comes into a place and he sees 40 people with guns sitting there, he might turn around and think twice about it. He was talking about Missouri, which I was born in, and he said they just now started background checks. I'm sorry, background checks has been going on for close to 100 years. That was a pure D lie. Half the stuff he said was a lie. This is a 21-minute video. I'm going to get hate speech on it. If you're a liberal and you do not agree with me, please, pretty please, unsub me. If you're a American and you believe in your rights and you think they're going to come take your guns away and you got to do something about it, join the NRA and stand up and let your voice be heard. God bless. If I can do it, anybody can. Countryman out.